Have you ever heard a story so terrifying it makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up? A story that crawls under your skin and stays there long after the telling is over. Tonight, I'm going to share one such tale. It's about two friends, a forest with a dark reputation, and a night that changed everything. This is the story of Lily and Maya, and their chilling encounter in the Whispering Woods. The legend of the Whispering Woods was as old as the town of Blackwood Creek itself. Locals spoke of it in hushed tones, warning their children never to venture past the tree line after dusk. They said the woods were alive, that the wind carried faint, unsettling whispers, and that those who wandered too deep were never seen again. For most, these were just spooky campfire stories. But for Lily and Maya, they were a challenge. Lily was the adventurous one, always pushing the limits, while Maya was more cautious, often pulled along by Lily's infectious enthusiasm. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Lily turned to Maya with a mischievous glint in her eyes. "Let's do it," she said. "Let's spend a night in the Whispering Woods." Maya's heart skipped a beat. "Are you crazy? You know the stories. They're just stories." Lily scoffed. "Besides, aren't you a little bit curious to see if the woods really whisper?" Against her better judgment, Maya agreed. They packed flashlights, a small tent, and some snacks, telling their parents they were camping in Maya's backyard. As they approached the edge of the forest, a cold breeze rustled the leaves, and the air grew heavy. The cheerful sounds of the town faded behind them, replaced by the eerie silence of the woods. They walked for what felt like hours, the massive, ancient trees forming a dense canopy that blocked out the last remnants of daylight. The only sounds were the crunch of leaves under their boots and their own ragged breaths. They found a small clearing and decided to set up camp. As Lily hammered in the last tent stake, the sun disappeared completely, plunging them into near total darkness. That's when they first heard it. A soft, indistinct murmur, like 1,000 voices whispering just at the edge of hearing. "Did you hear that?" Maya whispered, her eyes wide. Lily strained her ears. "It's just the wind in the trees," but her voice lacked its usual confidence. The whispering grew louder, more defined, yet the words were impossible to understand. It seemed to come from all directions at once, a disorienting, chilling chorus. Suddenly, Maya's flashlight flickered and died. A moment later, so did Lily's. They were left in absolute blackness, the terrifying whispers now seeming to close in around them. Panic set in. Lily fumbled for the spare batteries in her bag, her hands shaking. "Stay calm," she said, her voice trembling. "It's just a coincidence." But it wasn't. A twig snapped nearby, then another, closer this time. They weren't alone. Maya grabbed Lily's arm, her nails digging into her skin. "Lily, what's happening?" She whimpered. Through the suffocating darkness, they saw it. A pair of pale, glowing eyes, floating in the blackness about 6 feet off the ground. The eyes blinked slowly, observing them. The whispering stopped, replaced by a low, guttural growl that vibrated through the ground. Frozen in terror, they could only watch as a tall, gaunt figure began to emerge from the shadows. It was unnaturally thin, its limbs long and twisted like the branches of a dead tree. It had no discernible face, just those two luminous, malevolent eyes. Lily finally found her voice. Run. They scrambled out of the tent and sprinted blindly through the forest, branches scratching their faces and arms. The creature gave chase, its heavy, uneven footsteps thudding behind them. The whispering returned, louder and more urgent, swirling around them, mocking their fear. The words were clearer now, ancient and chilling, speaking their names. Lily, Maya, double quotes. They ran without direction, their lungs burning, their legs screaming in protest. The forest seemed to change around them. Paths they thought they knew twisted into dead ends, and trees seemed to shift, blocking their way. It was as if the woods themselves were trying to trap them. Maya tripped over a root and fell hard. The creature was almost upon her, its glowing eyes boring down. Just as it reached out a long, clawed hand, Lily reappeared, swinging a thick branch with all her might. She struck the figure in the side, causing it to recoil with a horrifying shriek that echoed through the trees. "Get up," Lily screamed, pulling Maya to her feet. They ran again, the creature's enraged howls spurring them on. They didn't know where they were going, only that they had to get away. After what felt like an eternity, they stumbled out of the tree line and onto a familiar dirt road. They didn't stop running until they saw the welcoming lights of Maya's house. They burst through the back door, collapsing in a heap on the kitchen floor, sobbing and gasping for breath. Their parents were shocked by their state, covered in scratches, clothes torn, faces pale with terror. They tried to explain what had happened, talking over each other about the whispers, the glowing eyes, the terrifying figure. But their story sounded frantic, unbelievable. The adults dismissed it as an overactive imagination, a prank gone too far after hearing too many ghost stories. Lily and Maya never went near the Whispering Woods again. The town of Blackwood Creek continued on as it always had, its residents sharing the same old spooky tales. But for the two girls, they were no longer just stories. They knew the truth. They knew that something ancient and malevolent dwelled within that forest, something that watched and waited. And on quiet nights, when the wind blew just right, they could still hear it. Faint, distant whispers carried on the breeze, a chilling reminder of their fight for survival. They knew the woods kept their secrets well, and they were lucky to have escaped with their lives. They also knew that the creature was still out there in the dark heart of the Whispering Woods, waiting for the next curious souls to wander too deep. So if you ever find yourself near an old forest with a dark reputation, a forest people warn you about, maybe you should listen. Some legends are born from truth, and some secrets are best left undisturbed. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Until next time, stay safe.